we left for Puerto Rico. Woke up at 3 a.m. Our first flight was at 5:45 in the morning. We stopped over in Atlanta, where we got some energy out right here. And then we took our second flight. We landed in Puerto Rico around, I want to say 4 p.m. or something like that. The second flight was not full at all. There was plenty of room. It was fantastic. So we landed, and then we went straight to Josh's grandparents' house. And this is their view out of one of the rooms in their condos. If you ever want some authentic Puerto Rican food, gotta ask Abuela. Delicious food, always has rice and beans. And then here they are, Abuelo and Abuela, and they are 90 years old, Josh's paternal grandparents. They live here on the island, and Abuelo raises chickens. Unfortunately, we did not get to visit those chickens during this trip, but hopefully next time we will go see them. He apparently has over 200 chickens. And I know Raylan will be so excited to see them. Abuelo took us around to the pool and showed us all that. This was our Airbnb. We were staying in Isla Verde. We are on the 6th floor, I think. You couldn't see the beach from our place, but you could see the airport, which was right there. You can see that little plane moving. We went to Old San Juan. The first day we were there, definitely a place that I want to go back to. I loved all of the colors that I saw. And as you can see, it was rainy, which it's a tropical island, right? So that happens every day, even if it's just for like 30 minutes. We went up to this part here, close to, it wasn't too far from some of the older parts of San Juan, but we got to see some pigeons. First, we stopped and got some coffee from up top here and enjoyed that. Tried some little coconut treats and enjoyed the view from up top here. But really, the most exciting thing for the kids were the pigeons. And this little park area is where a bunch of pigeons lived. You saw the little holes in the wall, and you could buy food for $2, and pigeons will come enjoy the food from your hand. This was seriously the one thing the kids really, really, really wanted to do. And so I'm sure whenever we go back to Puerto Rico, they will ask to go to Pigeon Park again, which it's technically called the Parque de las Palomas, Pigeon Park. And the kids just had a grand old time there. They were pretty much everywhere. There was one girl who was screaming like crazy whenever a bird landed on her. I don't think we have that in the video at all, but it was quite quite a screech. That was one of my iced coffees from that little place. And yeah, I think there's only one real crazy lady. And the pigeons, they weren't like aggressive or anything. Well, you'll see that they kind of got territorial when they wanted the food. Everybody got to take part of the pigeons. Nemo had some on, and Biv, me, and Josh also had a bunch of pigeons on him. So I was talking to a lady later on during the day, and she said, well, aren't those just rats with wings? And tried to ignore that comment, but we luckily did not get pooped on, so I'd say that was a win. And yeah, here's what I was talking about. Some of the birds wanted to fight. So from there, we walked down some of the roads. The one road that I was looking for usually has like umbrellas over top of it. Was actually closed, and there was nothing hanging over top of it. So someplace I'll try again later. When you go to Puerto Rico, you have to get some coconut ice cream from one of these vendors with the carts. They have the best stuff. It was so good, and it was like $3 each.
Smells like gummy.
So well worth it. Again, all the colors were just so beautiful here. I stopped just to take pictures of walls, pretty much. So we went to Castillo San Felipe del Moro. We called it just Del Moro. It's a fortification that is right on the edge of Old San Juan. And so we went there. You're going to see a ton of lizards and iguanas. They are pretty much like the mainland squirrels. But this was a really beautiful location too, with lots of history to it. By that point, it was getting a little hot, but it was definitely worth the trip that we went there. Again, more iguanas. Nemo loved seeing these little holes.
People use to
Again, beautiful views out of those cannon holes, really. And so definitely recommend going there to get a little taste of the history. We definitely didn't see as much of Old San Juan as I wanted to, but we were able to at least spend a good chunk of the day there. And some of these old buildings, just, I don't know, I just think they're beautiful architecture. You can see that's a church, and it was pretty cool. So here's some rain we were talking about. I think that was only for like 30 minutes to an hour. This is the Puerto Rico Convention Center where all of Josh's futsal games were. So while he was getting ready, we went over to get some dinner right across the street, and Nemo wanted to put a show on for us. There were little crabs that we were constantly looking for kind of in this water area. And then as we got ready for futsal, there are 10 courts here at the convention center, and we got to spend time with Josh's Uncle Manny, who lives on the island, and just seeing him was really cool. And then the next day, we went on an adventure with Abuelo to get some delicious food and stop by the bank. Again, iguanas everywhere. This was our pool outside of the Airbnb, which was nice to have. And we were pretty close to the beach too, but the pool was something nice to have as well. Nemo and his naps, of course. Right by the convention center was Distrito T-Mobile, T-Mobile District, and it was always a party in there. It was so loud, but a cool place to hang out, lots of restaurants there, but we just kind of sat in the center on that grassy area, grabbed some rocking chairs. Nemo loved the rocking horse, and so we would spend a lot of time there before Josh's futsal games, just kind of getting some energy out, as you can see right here. And we loved looking at the fountains all the time. Some more futsal. This was seriously a party too. Every game started at the same time and had that countdown going, so that was cool. And I think Josh really had a great time with this club. The kids loved seeing that. And then later we went to dinner after one of the nights of futsal and spent time with Josh's sister, Stephanie. And she's a dentist on the island. So that was fun. And the next day we went to the beach at Isla Verde, and it was just beautiful, like totally a postcard. We found a spot by some palm trees and got some shade, and then we looked for some sand crabs and shells and collected things like that to take home. The water was seriously perfect, and the sand felt, I don't know, it was different than like Ocean City sand. I mean, I guess we could assume that that's a good thing. But we found these cool, I still haven't looked them up. I think there's some type of mollusk or whatnot in these shells, and they would dig down in the sand after they like surfaced or whatnot. So it was super cool looking at those. Of course, we found some shells like that were empty, but seeing the little mollusks, I think, I'm guessing that's what they were. Saw some wiffle ball on the beach. There's always lots of games happening on the beach, and we have little Moana here braiding some palm branches. It was a really beautiful day to be out there. Puerto Rico is such a colorful place, and it was cool to see some of these murals as well. I will say, if you are driving in Puerto Rico, you're lucky that there are lines on the road. That's what Josh was saying last time he was there. They didn't even have lines on the road. Back to the T-Mobile district. Josh was telling me that they had played the Puerto Rico USA basketball game up on their screen when it was live. So we watched some Olympics on there. And there was actually an event going on there one of the days. So we spent some time there, and again, spent some more time with Stephanie, Josh's sister, and her boyfriend, Camilo. And that was fun. Futsal ended on Sunday, and then on Monday I was able to go snorkeling at Escambral on the beach. Don't know if that's right, but it was close to Old San Juan. Found a cute little cafe, got a cortado because if it's on the menu, I gotta have a cortado. And again, with the lizards, they were everywhere. Little babies, big iguanas, medium-sized lizards, everywhere. Stopped by the more rocky area beach, and then Josh was telling me how he used to run around this area. It was more east of Isla Verde, and it was more off the beaten path, less touristy. And we got ourselves some roadside coconuts right along this path here. They were so fresh and seriously just the perfect little treat. On the other side there was the beach that we went to, and it was really fun just seeing this new place I'd never been to before, and definitely something we will go back to. Nemo did a great job on the flight home, even though it was delayed, and we made it back to Baltimore safe and sound.